so we can hear from Mr. Trump extensively. But I will say this to begin our reporting. America is not in a good place these days. Almost 70% of adults agree with that statement. We need strong leadership to revive the country. Donald Trump is leading in the Republican polling because he is perceived to be a strong leader by many. However, Americans are still taking their measure of Mr. Trump. Tonight, we will concentrate on issues, not personal stuff. Mr. Trump joins us now from Florida. So I appreciate your coming on. Most politicians would have dodged this interview, but I have to tell you something. I don't think not showing up at the debate tomorrow night is good for America. Voters are still assessing you. They need to see you in high-profile situations. Or am I wrong?
Well, I think you're wrong because, frankly, when you're mistreated, as we were with the Iran deal, our country should have walked. Secretary Kerry, President Obama should have walked from that deal. You would have made a much better deal. I was not treated well by Fox. They came out with this ridiculous PR statement. It was like drawn up by a child. And it was a taunt. And I said, you know, how much of this do you take? I have zero respect for Megyn Kelly. I don't think she's very good at what she does. I think she's highly overrated. And frankly, she's a moderator. I thought her question last time was ridiculous. And everybody said I won the debate. In fact, everybody said, I won all 6 debates, and especially the last one. So I don't mind debating. In fact, I actually like debating.
Let's look at it from a broader point of view rather than how you feel. You're running for president. I believe you want to improve the country. I believe that personally, all right, as an American, that you want to improve the country. By doing this, all right, you lose an opportunity to convince others who may put you into the White House that indeed is true. You have, in this debate format, the upper hand. You have 60 seconds right off the top to tell any of the moderators, you're a pinhead, your question is unfair, and here's why, and here's what I want to say. By walking away from it, you lose an opportunity to persuade people that you are a strong leader. That's in my opinion.
Well, I understand your opinion, Bill, but tomorrow night at 9 o'clock at Drake University, we're going to have a tremendous event, and I'll have much more than 60 seconds, frankly, and we're going to raise a lot of money for the veterans. A lot of money is going to be raised. A lot of people are going to be there, and I can do some good, and frankly, I think that's good. Fox is going to make a fortune on this debate. Now they're going to make much less, but I will tell you, Fox would have and still might. I hope they do. I hope they do well. I don't really care. But Fox is going to make a lot of money on the debate. We broke the all-time record on cable television, 24 million people, and yet in the previous cycle, you were talking about a tiny fraction of that. So there's a reason for the 24 million people. CNN likewise broke its all-time record with 23 million people. I just don't like being used, and when they issued that tweet or whatever it was that Fox issued, I guess it was a press release.
Listen,
it was like done by children. And well, I think
but if you're elected president, you're going to get a lot more. Look, if you're elected president, you're going to get a lot more than that. All right, it's a very.
Let me give you. Wait, Bill. Let me give you one example. Bill, let me give you. I agreed to do this show with you last week. I didn't cancel it.
Right.
I'm not canceling. And you're tougher than.
We respect you for that.
Frankly, you're a lot tougher than Megyn Kelly, in my opinion. I don't even think
look, it doesn't matter. I'm trying to convince you that your tact is wrong because it's better for the folks to see you in a debate format. Let me give you another example. Newt Gingrich, 4 years ago, pretty much on the dime, was in a CNN interview. You may remember this in South Carolina. And he was treated much worse than you have ever been treated by anybody. Because they brought up a he said, she said, John King, the moderator, about an ex-wife that was tawdry, disrespectful, should never have been in a debate. Gingrich knew it was coming. And Gingrich let King and CNN have it. And the result was he won the South Carolina primary by a lot. And people gained a lot of respect for him. So you saw Gingrich tested, and the folks liked what he did. And I'm telling you, that's the way to go here. If they treated you unfairly, and I don't believe they would, I don't believe the 3 moderators would treat you unfairly tomorrow night, then you got 60 seconds to let them have it right between the eyes. And that's the kind of guy you are. You stand up, you let them have it.
Well, first of all, Newt's a friend of mine. I thought he did great. I thought it was a very unfair question. But equally unfair was the question that Megyn Kelly asked me in the last debate.
Well, I don't think so.
And everybody said I won that debate, and I gave a great answer. I mean, believe it or not,
Okay,
Rosie
so
O'Donnell
what's the
was
beef?
very good for me in that. But it's the only time Rosie's ever been good for me. But frankly,
right.
I think I gave a great answer. And everybody else thinks I gave. So it's
You're
not
making
that.
my point. You gained in that. You gained in that. You're making my point. But I'll tell you what.
This
if I had been a
also had
moderator
to do
that
with the
debate,
attitude of Fox.
all right,
Bill, this also had to do
on the flagship
with the
on Fox
stupidity
here,
of Fox
we treated
and
you
what they
fairly.
did. And we're going to be having a great event tomorrow night, and I'm going to raise a lot of money for veterans, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing.
But look, Donald, you can do that any night, and I can help you, and we'll raise 5 times as much money. I got a really good idea that I want you to be involved with about raising money, but we'll get to that later.
Well, I'll do other debates, Bill.
Here's where you're making a mistake, though. You're making a big mistake.
Can I just say about one thing? Could I just say one thing?
What?
We've had 6 debates so far. Every online poll said I won every one of the debates, especially the last one, by the way, with the New York values, which was horrible what Ted Cruz said. But you know what? The Democrats are all finished with their debates. They've had 6. They were hidden behind football games and every other thing. They're all finished with their debates. We're going to go on forever with these debates. At some point, you got to start doing other things other than debating. We have people in the debate,
which is,
like Gilmore. People have never even heard of this man. Wait a minute. We have people in our debates that, you know, they're at 0.
That's a sub-debate, not
nobody
your
leaves.
debate. You're making 2 mistakes. Number one, if you get the nomination, you have to win the general election, and the more exposure you get under pressure, the better for you. And number 2, if I had been the debate moderator last August, I would have asked you about that comment. I wouldn't ask it the same way.
I don't think you would have.
But once you said something about Carly Fiorina, you opened the door for it, and you explained what you meant about Miss Fiorina.
Excuse me, Bill. You would not have asked that question that way. And by the way, I love pressure.
Not that way, but I would have asked.
Pressure. And that's why I'm doing your show tonight, Bill. I'm only doing it because I agreed to do it last week. Otherwise, I wouldn't have even done it. But I made a commitment to do your show last week.
You have to understand. Number 1, Kelly's question was within journalistic bounds. All right. Number 2,
I disagree.
Okay, and that's good. That's good. You made your case. You won the debate. That's what America's about. Robust debate. Don't walk away from it.
Let's talk about something more important. Bill, let's talk about something more important. This is not that important. Let's talk about something more important.
Okay. I got lots of questions for you. Question number 1. And most of these are personal questions in the sense that I want people to know you. I've known you 35 years. All right? They don't know you. I know you.
That's right.
You went to church last week. You don't usually go. And you went to church in Iowa.
I do go. I go a lot. What do you mean I don't usually go? I go to church a lot, but I'm not every Sunday.
You're a religious Protestant. Okay. So in your Christian faith, there is a very significant tenet, and that's the tenet of forgiveness. And I think you should forgive not only journalists who come at you in ways you don't like, but I think you should be the bigger man and say, you know what, I didn't like it, and you should make that case all day long. But I'm not going to take any action against it. You know, don't you think that's the right thing to do?
It probably is, but, you know, it's called an eye for an eye, I guess, also. You can look at it that way.
No. That's Old Testament.
Bill,
no.
You are taking
it. If you're the Christian, the eye for the eye rule goes out. Here's what it is. Turning the other cheek.
Bill, let me tell you, you're taking this much more seriously than I am. I'm not taking it seriously. I'm going to have a wonderful time tomorrow night at 9 o'clock at Drake University.
But you're depriving the people of seeing you in a forum they need to see you in.
No,
Come
we'll
on,
have a lot of press will be there and everybody. We're going to help a lot of veterans, whereas Fox is not giving anything to the veterans. I'm giving 100% to the veterans, and I'm going to make a substantial donation. And
look, Fox News has allowed me to raise more than $20 million for veterans who need the track chair, so don't give me that. No, I'm going to hold you over against your will, all right? All right.
That's okay.
And later on, we're going to have a reaction to this interview from Newt Gingrich. Newt's going to be here. Ben Carson, part of this evening. You know, a lot of people thought when you started to run that this was a joke, that you weren't going to get anywhere, that you were a buffoon. You know it all. Okay, but now
I don't think they thought I was a buffoon. What kind of a statement is that?
Well, some people
built a great company.
Some people who didn't like you.
Best-selling books. I had one of the top television shows in television. Nobody.
But you were run down as a showman, as a reality guy.
Bill, it's not a very nice way of expressing. No, they thought I wouldn't run, and then they thought that if I did run, I'd just have a good time for a little while, and then I'd get out. Unfortunately for them, I'm number one by many, many points.
But now you could absolutely secure this Republican nomination. So you are one person away, and it's probably going to be Hillary Clinton, from being the president of the United States. That's Abraham Lincoln. That's George Washington. That's FDR. Okay? I submit to you that you need to change and get away from the personal, they hurt my feelings, are unfair to me, and make it about them, the folks, not about you. And you elevate then to a place where you could win this if you do that. Am I crazy?
You're not crazy at all, Bill, but it is about them. It's about making America great again. That's why I'm doing this. It's not because I want the position. It's because I know the potential of this country, how great the country can be. Our leader is not doing the job. I'm trying to be nice. Our leader is not doing the job. There is so much potential in this country, and I've gotten to see it so well. You know, I'm traveling all over. Right now, I'm going to South Carolina. As soon as I'm finished with this, I'm in Florida, going to South Carolina. Then I go to Iowa tonight. I mean, I'm all over the country. I'm seeing unbelievable people. I'm seeing unbelievable potential. And it's untapped potential because we're not allowing ourselves to be great. With bad deals with China, we have deals where we lose hundreds of billions of dollars a year with China, with Japan, with Mexico, with Vietnam, with everybody. And all of that's going to change, Bill. And I am doing it for the people. I'm not doing it for myself. I'm doing it for the people.
There's two tracks. When the American public elects a president, they elect two tracks. They elect policy and a person. Would you say that right now, Donald Trump, all right, is a person who can let petty things, and that's what I think this is all about, this petty things, influence him to the extent that he doesn't do what maybe he should do?
Well, let me put it a little differently. I don't like being taken advantage of. In this case, I was being taken advantage of by Fox. I don't like that. Now, when I'm representing the country, if I win, if I'm representing the country as president, I won't let our country, because it's a personality trait. I'm not going to let our country be taken advantage of by Iran and by, when you look at that scene 2 weeks ago with the sailors on their knees in a begging position with their hands up and guns, rifles at their head. And we're giving them $150 billion 2 days later. That's the only reason we got it back. I don't want that to happen to our country. So it is a personality trait, but I don't think it's really a bad personality trait, Bill.
But you can be sidetracked sometimes, and I'm not talking about you, Donald Trump, but any human being can, and not see what the real important thing is, because, look, Putin's going to come at you. The Mullahs are going to come at you. Certainly the terrorists are going to come at you. And it's going to be personal. They're going to do everything they can to diminish you. And you hope to, as a president, you have to rise above that, all right, and do what's best for the country. And this exposition that we're talking about today, people are going to say, you know, Trump, he's just too self-absorbed to be president. He needs to look the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is get your message to the folks.
There's got to be something, because you set the all-time record in cable history, and so did CNN. And so
they want to know you,
Bill.
They want to know you, but by walking away from this debate, you're not giving them the opportunity to know them as well as they would like.
I'm not walking away, Bill.
You're walking away. Would you do me a favor? Look, you owe me, because I bought you so many vanilla milkshakes. I bought you so many vanilla milkshakes. You owe me. Will you just consider? I want you to consider, all right? Think about it. Say, look, I might come back. Forgive, go forward, answer the questions, look out for the folks. Just want you to consider it. You owe me milkshakes. I'll take them off the ledger if you consider it.
Well, even though you and I had an agreement that you wouldn't ask me that, which we did, I will therefore forget that you asked me that. But it's up to Fox. It's not up to me, Bill. What they did is they had that agreement. You actually did break the agreement.
You're telling the truth that I said.
Because I told you up front, I said, don't ask me that question, because it's an embarrassing question for you.
But I'm not going to listen to anybody. Right, but I'm not going to listen to any political person tell me don't ask me anything. But you're absolutely an honest man. Then I said, I'll try not to do it, but the milkshake thing just overwhelmed me. But I'm asking you to reconsider it.
A lot of milkshakes.
If you don't want to, it's up to you, and I'll give you a compliment. I don't know any politician under these circumstances that would have come on in here and done what you did tonight. I just don't know any.
And by the way, this is much tougher than the debate. Bill, this is much tougher being with you because, frankly, you're smarter. This is much tougher than doing the debate with Megyn Kelly, believe me.
But that's why you should do it and have fun tomorrow night and tell the folks, listen,
9
here I
o'clock,
am.
Drake University. 9 o'clock, Drake University. We're going to raise a lot of money for the veterans. Watch.
All right, you owe me your 17 milkshakes then, and I want them.
That's okay. I'll do that. Thank you, Bill.
All right, Donald. Well, that was interesting. On tomorrow's Factor, we're going to read a lot of your